The Weekly Coaching Conversation, a business fable about taking your team's performance and your career to the next level by Souza. Hi everyone, today I am going to review the book, The Weekly Coaching Conversation, a business fable about taking your team's performance and your career to the next level by Souza. A fable. Managers should establish constructive coaching as an ongoing process that provides developmental feedback to their team members. For people to follow you, they must trust and believe in you. For them to trust and believe in you, you must first trust and believe in them. Leaders invest the time to understand their people and to align their team members' personal goals with the company's goals. The 4 types of managers. Coach teaches Hutchinson that managers come in 4 types. They each have a distinctive approach that affects their rapport with their team members and their team's productivity. 1. Micromanager. Micromanagers don't trust the people they supervise. 1. Their employees become frustrated with this distrust, and that undermines their performance and stifles their ambition. 1. Expect low productivity and low rapport. 2. Nice guy manager. Nice guy managers care more about being liked by their team members than about results. 2. Expect high rapport but low productivity. 3. Do-it-all manager. Coach sees Hutchinson as this kind of manager, one who underestimates his team's capabilities and believes, if you want it done right, you'd better do it yourself. This manager experiences high productivity but low rapport. 4. Coaches consistently elicit top performance and support their team members by holding weekly constructive coaching conversations and providing developmental feedback. 4. Coaches show their faith in their people by dedicating themselves to helping each team member get the most out of his or her abilities. 4. Coaches visibly try to engage with their employees. 4. High productivity and high rapport flow naturally from that attention. 4. This is the best type of manager. The Weekly Coaching Conversation Framework. The most crucial ability you should develop as a manager is the skill to help your team facilitate a coaching conversation and to inspire your team to reach its maximum performance. Regularly scheduled weekly coaching conversations are the foundation of improved team performance. The more consistent your coaching is, the more your team members' performance will improve. Yet 44% of employees in one study report never receiving any constructive coaching or developmental feedback. Perhaps that's because most managers are not trained to provide guidance. Sound leadership is based on a triangle of 3 steps that provide the framework for your weekly coaching session. 1. Change your approach. Leadership development starts with personal development. To get the most from your team members consistently, you must change your approach, stop acting like a manager and start acting like a coach. This transformation requires a shift in your attitude. Change your mindset and you'll change your behavior, Coach told Hutchinson. It all starts with you. Change your behavior and you'll change their behavior. Change their behavior and you'll change their performance. Nothing changes unless you do. You must adopt 2 pivotal beliefs to become a coach. You must believe that your team has more to give and that your job is to get it out of them. 2. Create the environment. The first step to creating this environment is to hit the reset button on your relationship with your team members by having a pull the weeds conversation. The goal is to gain a better understanding of how they perceive the team dynamics and your management approach. As Coach told Brad, to get them to become coachable, you must first become coachable. To get them to open up, you must first open up. To get your team members to embrace constructive coaching and developmental feedback, you must embrace constructive coaching and developmental feedback. 3. Transform the conversation. Managers must help their team members answer 5 critical coaching questions. What must they do? How should they do it? Did they do it? What did they do right? And how can they improve next time? These 5 questions are crucial because they link directly back to the 4 biggest reasons that employees aren't more productive. To improve your team's performance, look at these 4 areas first. Lack of efficiency or focus, lack of effort or work motivation, lack of effectiveness or skill competency, and lack of accountability or follow-through. Most managers are completely oblivious to the impact their approach is having on their team members and their team members' level of performance. As you work to become a coach, follow these guidelines. 1. The secret is in the approach. Stop acting like a manager and start acting like a coach. 2. The old rules governing interactions between leaders and employees no longer apply. 2. You must adapt to this new world to be effective. 3. A team's improvement mirrors the effort the coach puts into the team. 4. The more time and effort your team members see you invest in them, the more they'll contribute. 5. Every great athlete became great due to a coach who believed in that player more than the player believed in himself. 6. Examine yourself. Be willing to change and face the hard journey of maximizing your potential so you can inspire your team members to maximize theirs. 7. Coaching is not something that you, as a manager, must do. 7. A coach is someone that you, as a leader, must become. 8. The true measure of your life will not be your achievements. 8. The true measure will be who you have become. 9. You can learn to be more flexible, trusting, open and team-oriented, but it takes courage. I believe in you. Hutchinson learns from Coach that by changing his management approach and becoming a coach, he could help his team members feel more valued, trusted, appreciated, empowered and fired up to come to work. He sees that to become an effective coach, he must invest the time to get to know each person's abilities and goals. Most managers have never been taught how to facilitate a constructive coaching conversation. Coaches drive employee performance by following a simple formula. Employee productivity equals efficiency times effort times effectiveness. Problematic team members may lack efficiency, effort, effectiveness, or accountability. Managers can help their teams work more productively, put in their best efforts at all times, and gain the skills and knowledge to do their work well. Coaches inspire their teams by fulfilling their own responsibilities according to the same formula. You've got to get into your head and heart what your real job is. To pull every ounce of potential from each and every team member each and every day. In football, you can draw up a beautiful game plan, Coach told Hutchinson. But if your quarterback can't command the huddle on the field, your team will fail to execute the plays. Your team members look to you for guidance. If you're too wrapped up in your own performance, they cannot achieve their goals. When you explain and apply the productivity formula, you ensure that your team members know what you expect of them. The formula helps guide their performance more concretely than if they're just shooting for abstract numerical goals. Coaching guidelines. Constantly observe and evaluate your team members' performance. Look for areas where they can improve. For your coaching conversations to be transformative, keep them short, to the point and productive. Remember the 80-20 rule. Talk only 20% of the time and listen 80% of the time. Use provocative questions to assess if they know how to do a particular task. Without questions, they can't learn, and without learning, they can't improve. The real reason most employees aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing has a lot less to do with the employees themselves and a lot more to do with their managers. Devote yourself unselfishly to helping your team members develop faith in themselves, their abilities and their work. The greatest gift you can give a salesperson, or any person, for that matter, is self-confidence. Your job as a coach is to convince team members that they can do more and better than they ever thought they could. Your coaching conversations should help you learn each team member's abilities and the fears that keep each one from maximizing those gifts. To convince, you must first be convinced. Not only must you have confidence in your product and your company, but more importantly, you must have confidence in yourself. When all is said and done and we've completed this journey we call life, what will matter most is not what we have achieved, but rather who we have become. Conducting weekly coaching conversations will create a new openness between you and your team members. That openness makes the people on your team especially vulnerable to your opinions of them. Be aware of your tone of voice, choice of words, and body language. Everything you do and everything you learn sends a message to your team. Guide your team to set process-oriented, weekly goals, and positively reinforce their achievements regularly in light of these objectives. Let them know you recognize and honor their hard work and accomplishments, because what gets reinforced gets done. Encourage steady, consistent progress. Focus on making your team members a bit better, day in and day out. The Awards Gala. Coach's guidance transforms Hutchinson's ideas about managing others. When the company gives him the Sales Leader of the Year award, he shows how much he has learned and changed. During his thank you speech, Hutchinson shocks his colleagues by saying that he is not worthy of the recognition. Then, he turns down the award. "When I first became a manager, I thought my job was to make my number," he says. "I was wrong. I now realize it's about them, my team." Everyone in the room rises to give him a standing ovation. Takeaways. 1. Subpar employee performance is primarily due to a lack of coaching. 2. Nearly half of employees surveyed report never receiving any constructive coaching or developmental feedback. 3. Engage your team members in individual, weekly coaching conversations. 4. More than 5 years of research led to the 3-part weekly coaching conversation framework, which is designed to improve employee performance. 5. Change your approach. The difference between most managers and high-performance leaders is strategy. 5. They don't act like managers, they act like coaches. 6. Create the environment. Before trying to coach, create a conducive atmosphere. 7. Transform the conversation. Coaching isn't something a manager must do. 7. A coach is someone a leader must become. 7. This requires changing your mindset and skills. 8. The types of managers are the micromanager, the do-it-all, the nice guy, and the coach. The coach fosters the most productivity and gains the most rapport. 9. Coaches drive employee performance by following a simple formula. Employee productivity equals efficiency times effort times effectiveness. 10. Coaches get the most out of their teams because they put the most into their teams. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.